Hey guys, it's Courtney from Willows Bloom, and I am here to give my beautiful Virgo risings and Virgo suns the April forecast in the astrology world. And before we jump into that, I did want to mention that last month we had a lot of significant transits, and I'm going to be linking my videos down below because basically what we had was Saturn moving into Pisces, which it will be there for the next 2.5 years. We had Pluto moving into the sign of Aquarius, which it will be in the next 20 years. I believe 20 might be plus or minus a little bit. And this is a significant change because Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. And then we also had the Aries new moon, which kicked off the astrological new year, which, if you guys know anything about solar returns, it really sets the stage for the next year. So I will link all those down below. If you have not watched them already, make sure that you do because it will impact you on a personal and collective level. And let's go ahead and jump into this. One more thing though, on my YouTube channel, I did a poll and asked if you guys wanted weekly or monthly readings, and I got pretty much a 50-50 split. So that's why I wanted to experiment and try the monthly readings for April. So let me know down below what you guys enjoy. I will still be doing the new and full moon forecasts and may possibly consider doing a weekly overview for not the specific signs, but just general astrology if there are people who are interested in that. So let's go ahead and jump in, Virgos. On April 3rd, Mercury, which is your planetary ruler, is moving into the sign of Taurus in your ninth house. So you guys might feel like in many ways you are becoming like I was going to say becoming more stable, but there's an interesting contrast of energy here. Mercury moving into the sign of Taurus kind of slows Mercury down. As we know, Gemini and Taurus, which actually Virgo has a different energy than Gemini, although Mercury has similarities with both Gemini and Virgo, obviously, because it's the ruler of both. Virgo does have a lot more of a calm nature, but there is still a lot of busyness about Virgo, even though it's a little bit more grounded than Gemini, a little less heady. But you might feel like you want to slow down and kind of take things back to the basics and get your foundations really squared away, especially if there's any knowledge you feel like you still need or important ideas or beliefs that you need to adjust. As Mercury moves into your ninth house, you might find that you're more interested in expanding your current knowledge and, again, becoming like more solid in your understanding of something, more solid in your practice or embodiment of something. On this same day, we have Mercury making a square to Pluto in the sixth house. So I really feel like there's something here that can bring up feelings of inadequacy, because Pluto in the sixth house really has that kind of energy. It tries to dig up stuff in regards to that house that we've suppressed. And Pluto in particular, or the sixth house in particular, is where we kind of feel like we're never doing enough. And you as a Virgo rising or Virgo sun are already kind of adept at feeling that way. And with Pluto here as well, it's going to really bring out any of those innate qualities. So when Mercury squares Pluto, we might feel like we need to learn more and do more and be more to be better. And what's interesting is I feel like there's still a call to kind of slow down and simplify in order to feel more confident. I pulled the Hanged Man. So there's something about this where I feel like you guys are needing to adjust your approach and look at it from a different perspective or approach it from a different angle. And I think if you've been trying to work really hard to get something done or to be the best at something or to get ahead or to feel like you are improving yourself and getting better, I feel like this is almost telling you to simplify that. Make it easier on yourself. Do something more routine or more basic that can help ground you in the present moment, that can help appreciate your journey and where you've been and what you've done so far. So I really feel like the Hanged One is having you slow down a little bit from the daily hustle and bustle of life to actually appreciate where you've gone. With the Nine of Wands, I feel like you are a little bit at the stage of exhaustion where you might be pushing, where you might be forcing, where you might be, especially with this Mercury square Pluto, you're like, I'm not giving up. I'm not letting this go. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to get to where I want to go. There's this resiliency that you're building right now, which is really strong and really powerful. But we also want to make sure that, again, we're building resiliency with caring for ourselves or doing the things that we're trying to do from the right approach. So it's not like we're just pushing ahead and building resiliency just to do it, but it's like, why are we doing it? What are we getting in the process? How are we going about it? Those are really important questions that we need to ask ourselves. I also pulled the Five of Swords. So sometimes we can have a lot of anxiety with the Five of Swords. We could also find that we might encounter conflict. If you do work with somebody, this could be conflict within the workplace, or you might just find yourself at conflict with others in general or within your own mind. And this is kind of what I was saying about perfectionism and always feeling like you need to do more and be more and have more, and maybe not have more, but there is something around this where it's like, I'm kind of getting myself really worked up, and it's really from a basis of feeling insecure. So checking in with that mindset and making sure that you are looking for the ways that you can expand that feel like they are not putting so much pressure on you. So how can I grow without putting so much pressure on me that to make me feel like I'm not good enough where I am at right now? And I feel like once you do this, we have the Wheel of Fortune card, you'll start to notice that things become easier. Things start to flow. Things start to shift in your favor. And they are in the process of shifting. I really feel that for you guys. Especially because on April 5th, just 2 days later, your planetary ruler, Mercury, in the 9th is sextiling Saturn in the 7th. So you might actually find that other people come in and act as a support system for you. You might find that the relationship that you have with somebody helps to shift things in your favor. So maybe, for example, they give you this new idea, or they have you on their social media channel to promote you, or a friend kind of gives you money, or they give you a place to live. Like there's something where I feel like you guys are trying to be better and do more, but I think that you really need support. And I think that as you commit to something, you'll, especially in a relationship with somebody or getting help from somebody, once you commit to leaning on someone else, I really feel like it's going to help you significantly ease some of that load and make you feel more hopeful and start to see a future for yourself with that person, or start to see a different future for yourself because that person is here to support you. There's something where I feel like somebody is your rock. Somebody is that stability for you. And with this Wheel of Fortune card, it's from that place of stability that you're going to be able to start, again, flowing and shifting things to become easier, to become better, more positive. On the same day, we have Sun conjunct Chiron in Aries in the 8th house. So this can also bring up a lot of woundedness within you. So while you're kind of solidifying something within a relationship and maybe actually getting more support from that relationship, you're also going in and doing some of the inner work around why you've pushed other people away, why you haven't been good enough, why you've had some woundings in relationships, especially because this is in your 8th house. This often has a lot to do with trust and vulnerability. So there may have been many shadowy elements of your wounded self that prevented you from trusting and relying and feeling supported by somebody. And instead, it was like you were fighting them with the Five of Wands. You were fighting them. You were fighting yourself. You were resisting life. And I really feel when the Sun illuminates Chiron, when they're conjunct, the Chiron is our pain. You're going to start to see the link between what's happening in current day and the kind of striving that you're doing, the lack of trust, the lack of support that you feel, and like, I have to do it all on my own. I have to be perfect. I have to do that. I really feel like when Sun conjuncts Chiron in Aries in your 8th house on April 5th, you're going to see where that wound is coming from. And it's going to help you simplify. It's going to help you be supported. It's going to help you have more flow, more ease, maybe even more feminine energy as well. Like, I don't have to be exhausting myself, controlling things. I can just allow. I can trust. But there's something that you've been hurt by in the past that hasn't allowed you to trust. And I think you're going to be healing that on this day a lot. On April 6th, we have a full moon in Libra in your second house. So I'm going to have a full video on this in particular, but I really feel that whatever it is that you're clearing up for yourself, it's going to help you step more into your energy of manifestation. You're going to start to feel more abundant. And what's ironic about this is that a full moon in the second house is actually showing you how independent you are, showing you how strong you are, how you can stand on your own 2 feet. But it's almost like you get that gift after you've leaned into the support. You get that money, you get that financial independence, you get those resources, you get the thing that you're looking for, you get the confidence, the validation, the worthiness, the self-evaluation. You get that because you were also willing to be vulnerable and soft and lean and rely. So we're going to talk more about that in another one. April 11th, we have the Sun conjunct Jupiter in Aries in your 8th house. What's funny is I pulled the 3 of Wands, Aries energy, 8th house energy. These are about taking risks. And Jupiter conjunct Aries in the 8th is really supporting any type of risk. The 3 of Wands is about very much driving off into new lands, willing to go somewhere that you've never gone before and take chances on yourself in ways that you haven't before. So the Sun conjunct Jupiter is in this on April 11th is your day to face head on what you feel like you were too scared to do before. So this could be adventurously facing your own depth and your own shadows. This could look like trying new things that you've always feared or you felt like you weren't capable of. This could look like diving into deeper emotional depths, being honest with somebody about something. This is going to be different for everybody, but it's about taking a risk, an emotional risk as well, something that involves you being really courageous, what I see with the Strength card, being extremely courageous and willing to face your inner demons to get to the other side of what it is that you're wanting. And Sun Jupiter makes you feel like anything is possible. We also have the Queen of Swords and the Magician. So there's something here where I feel like you guys are going to have a lot more clarity as well about what it is that you're trying to manifest. Because now you're starting to clear away a lot of those fears and those worries and those things that get in your way. And as you do that, you're like, oh, this is what I want. I wasn't allowing myself to fully want that because of X, Y, and Z, because of this thing from the past, or I was keeping myself safe. I was protecting myself. Here's like, I'm totally honest with myself. I'm tapping into my energy of my manifestation. And I'm realizing that I can create what I desire. And on the same day, Gemini, Venus is moving into Gemini in your 10th house. So on the same day, you are increasing your popularity within your career sector or within your goal sector. So your public image is starting to look more attractive. You are starting to have more of this magnetism to you. Again, that feminine energy, which is stuff that you worked on healing a few days prior to this. You're becoming more magnetic and attractive in the area of your goals and your dreams and your career. So if you wanted to create something, this is your chance. With this Magician card, this is your chance. A few days later, though, we do have a difficult transit on April 14th with Venus in your 10th squaring Saturn in your 7th. So on this day in particular, you might find that there is a conflict between where you're trying to go and people in your life. So let's say, for example, you're trying to promote something to potential clients. With Venus squaring Saturn, they might say no. They might not really understand what it is that they get out of it, and they might not feel like supportive and move forward. They might not buy your product. Or let's say you're trying to do something new in your career and your partner doesn't support you, or they're not saying the right things and they kind of get inside of your head. So there's something in regards to relationships and your goals, your desires, that are not really aligning. Other people are not fitting into that nicely. But a square is an opportunity for change and adjustment. So while you might not have everything just handed to you, you can make certain changes and still get the outcome that you want. But you have to change and adjust to fit the restrictions that people are establishing. So let's say, for example, that your partner is giving you a hard time for working too hard. So it's like, okay, they have a boundary within you, with you where they're like, no work after 8. I want you to be with me after 8. So that is your restriction. That's your boundary that you need to adjust and work around. Or let's say a client isn't interested in doing this other thing with you. They don't want to buy that thing. Well, you ask them what they do want and see the current restrictions and limits and work around those things to get at what they desire and what you desire, and find something in between. So any cards to describe this energy? We have the Knight card. So some shadowy energy can come up here. We have the Three of Pentacles. Yes, working together. And the Knight, I feel like, is uncovering what they aren't saying or what you can't see right away. Like, don't take that as a no. Take that as this is not the exact thing. And the Three of Pentacles is like, but we can create something together. There is a yes somewhere in here. There's a compromise somewhere in here that will bring our desires together as one. And I think it's actually going to make this a lot better for both of us. So don't worry about that. It's just a slight delay. Saturn likes to delay us, but it's not a no. On April 20th, you have an Aries solar eclipse happening in your 8th house. This is a new moon. A solar eclipse tends to bring really changeable, kind of drastic catalyst type of energy. So this is going to really shake a lot of stuff free for you that might have felt like a lot of old gunk built up. Or you might have a lot of new realizations around money, around partnerships, around trust, around risk, around emotions. You might start to open up to a lot of those new potentials inside of you by shaking off a lot of old things that are overdue. Again, I'll do a video just on this, so don't worry about that in particular right now. But on this same day, as I said that, I pulled the Eight of Cups and the Justice. So I really feel like you're going to be leaving something behind. You're going to be walking away from, again, that old gunked up stuff and into a life where you have more balance. Because again, I feel like one of the messages that was coming through here was you doing a lot of things or a lot of extra work or pushing so hard to be perfect and always do more and be more. That's better. And I feel like it was coming from a insecure place. And I think a lot about what's trying to come through for you this month is almost like a balance where you're simplifying your life, you're getting more support, you're stepping maybe into more balance between your feminine and masculine, giving and receiving, working and resting. And I feel like you're walking away from this struggle that the Aries solar eclipse is helping you break free from that pattern. And on that same day, you have the sun moving into Taurus in your 9th house. So again, the same day is going to help you simplify and slow down. Those are your words, simplify and slow down. And it's going to help you actually grow a lot bigger and a lot faster by doing that, even though it seems like a contradiction. On April 21st, you have Mercury retrograding in your 9th house. So if you are wanting to like do some type of studies or teach something or start some new kind of academic path or even travel as well, anything where you feel like you're learning or teaching, then this is a good time to start it. But when Mercury goes retrograde, you might find that some of the things that you're learning are having you go back and redo certain things. I pulled the Death card and the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is funny because this is like a new emotional beginning, but then the Death is like, we're going to transform this old energy. So I feel like when Mercury goes retrograde, it's really going to help you transform your emotional system so that you can have a different perspective on things. And if you are learning something new, that could actually help you do that. So let's say, for example, you decide to take this new course in psychology and you start to see your patterns and you're like, oh, this is my emotional pattern. This is how I react to things. This is how I approach things. Let me shift my belief. Let me transform my belief and start having a different emotional pattern, a different emotional reaction to things. We also have the Page of Swords. Okay, I don't get the difference in this deck between Princess and Prince. I'm guessing it's like Page and Knight. You have Page and Knight of Swords and then the Devil. Okay, yes. This is a lot about belief shifting for sure, because I really feel like there were things, and when Mercury goes retrograde, Mercury is your planetary ruler. When it goes retrograde in the ninth, it's helping you address all these devil aspects, old habits, old beliefs, old parts that are keeping you stuck. Again, stuck in these patterns, in these loops, in these emotional reactions to things, like these habitual natures. So when Mercury goes retrograde, you're going to see those things very clearly. And with the Page and the Knight of Swords, you're going to be in the mode of change and adaptation, experimentation. Let's try something new. Let's shift our behavior. If I got stuck in this direction, let's move in that direction. Mercury is moving backwards. It's almost like you can go in any direction you want to. You know what I mean? The energy of your planet is it's backward. I mean, it's not technically backwards, but it's backwards in the sense that you're going to start taking steps in like back and then to the side. You're going to be moving in all kind of directions that you're not normally used to. You're not just trying to push ahead. You are trying to fix this problem. Like, I'm not going to overlook this anymore. I'm going to sit down and address this problem. If I've been stuck in this habit, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to feel my way through it. I'm going to change my emotional response. I'm going to change my belief in the way I think about things so I don't just keep ending up in this pattern. Let's actually go back and look at it. Let's move in different directions. And again, experiment, try new things on that will make me feel different, that will make me feel new, that will make me feel light too. I think that's the biggest thing here. Is when Mercury goes retrograde, it's about lightening up your burden mentally, emotionally, even physically. And then on April 25th, we have the Sun in the 9th house in Taurus, sextiling Saturn in your 7th. So this is a good day for relationships and seeing kind of like how other people fit into this picture of you. You know, you're starting to lighten your load. You're starting to approach things differently. You might notice that actually your relationships are enhanced because of this. You might start to also make more time for your relationships. You're juggling different things. You're juggling your interests, maybe these things that you're learning about yourself and your own development and your own pursuit of your goals, but you're also equally committed to your relationships and supporting them. So I really see you guys balancing that out here and feeling like it's a nice give and take. I support them, they support me. This really mutually receptive thing. And I think that you'll start to see the adaptations, the changes, the thought perspectives that are shifting are really going to help solidify and create stability within your relationships. 8 of Wands. I also feel like it's going to help you move a lot faster towards a specific goal. Sun sextiling Saturn is about committing clearly towards a specific direction. Yes, Mercury is retrograde, so it doesn't mean that there aren't still adjustments, but it means that you have the focus, you have the plan. And once you have that, you can pick up the pace a lot more because you're not getting like sidetracked or pulled down in different directions with that devil card. You're not weighed down. You're lighter. Like I was mentioning, you're lighter and you can move faster as a result of feeling lighter. So it's almost like slow and steady and simple and lighter is going to get you a lot further, a lot faster. And we have the Tower card. I really feel like this Tower card is a complete liberation from this old patterning. And I really feel like this is such a good thing. The Tower is here as a gift to remove this burden that you've had for far too long. And that burden's going to be different for everyone. But I feel like it's going to give you, like the Tower is crumbling so that light can come in. The Tower is that cage that the devil had you stuck in, and it's all crumbling down. It's so much better to be light and start fresh than to be stuck up on the top of this tower, looking at your goals so far away. Letting go. Yes, I really feel like you guys are letting go. Whatever is crumbling away, which I feel like for many of you, it's actually more of an internal thing rather than an external thing. It might be external in terms of like habits, like if you eat really poorly, if you go to bed really late, like it might be physically visible. or noticeable, but I think it's not something necessarily getting torn from your life, as it's more of you making these really big adjustments within yourself. And those emotional adjustments will just naturally have ripple effects and will adjust the things that are out of alignment to let them go and have things only remain that are in alignment. So that Tower card, the letting go card, there's some really big purging process happening for you guys. Again, I think you're going to feel so much lighter. What happens when you let go of a burden? You're lighter. That's really the message I'm getting so clearly for you guys. This lightness, this lightness, this lightness. Okay. So those are your transits. Let me pull one more card in terms of advice for you for the month of April, my beautiful Virgos. What's advice for Virgo for the month of April? We got two. We have the soulmate card and the Phenacite card. So definitely a lot of stuff going on in relationships. Like I mentioned, I really feel like you guys are being very supported right now. And you're going to notice that, yes, there are some adjustments you need to make in relationships, especially around the 14th. But you're going to notice that things become still more solid after you make those adjustments. Find that win-win. Find that compromise. And I think you're going to find this really beautifully reciprocal relationship. Ooh la la, très romantique. Soulmate is here to help prepare you to embrace the highest frequency of love in your life. And that's also what I think the Sun conjunct Chiron and Aries in your 8th house on April 5th. That's clearing a lot of that gunk away. That's preventing you from embracing true love. Whether you are single and ready to mingle or taken by a lifelong love, Spirit is sending you a sign that your love life is about to level up big time. That's what I'm saying. Just as a stone is comprised of two fused yet equally dazzling parts, your angels are preparing you to merge as two complete individuals with a soulmate match. You've been working hard on seeing yourself as a deserving goddess you are, and it's paying off. That's what I was saying about stepping into that strong Venusian energy where you feel like you deserve something. You feel worthy. You feel valuable. You feel more strong in your feminine energy and your confidence. And this feminine energy has nothing to do with women. It's truly feminine in the sense that it's deserving of receiving love and light and abundance. You've been working hard on seeing yourself as a deserving goddess you are is paying off. If you've been on the hunt for a partner, know that their guides and angels are working on the divine deets for your enchanted encounter. You will instantly recognize your sweetie by the sense that you know them from somewhere before, like a past life. If you're already in a relationship, this comes as a sign that this relationship is in fact a soulmate level love in which there is much more for you to teach and to learn. The love you share is about to deepen to new depths of devotion and blessed bliss. Lucky you. Aw. You guys, I just held up the wrong card that entire time. Why didn't you tell me? Huh? Why didn't you tell me, girl? This is a soulmate card. Can we stop being so dumb? See, I'm a Virgo rising, so you can see how I have the same message to myself. Be nicer to yourself. Yes, this is a beautiful soulmate card. Fuck me. All right, now let's go to the Phenacite. Comment down below if you're like this, because your girl, okay, I told them at the boba tea place not to tell anybody, but your girl went into the boba tea after I left, and I was like, where are my glasses? Have you guys seen sunglasses? And she pointed at my shirt. She was like, is that them, like right there hanging over your boobs? And I was like, yes, it is. Okay. Phenacite is a precious and powerful messenger sent straight from the heavens with a crucial reminder to talk to your guides in the angelic realm. You weren't sent to earth to go it alone. You were bestowed with angels and guides destined meticulously for you to direct you through all your lifetimes. 1 second. They are with you in every moment, simply awaiting your instruction and request. Though they can hear the subconscious and secret ramblings of your heart, your spoken or written words aimed directly to your guardians are much more powerful directives for them to act upon. Your favorite gluten-free vegan pizza won't show up at your door by magic. You've got to put in the order to the right people to get the right results. The same is true for the fruition of your prayers. Through the prismatic perfection and clarity of the Phenacite, your guides can find an open channel to receive your prayers and communicate their wise directions to you. So I'm glad that I pulled this card because Having so much energy in your ninth house, Mercury, your ruling planet in the ninth house, which is also about communication, having the sun towards the end of the month move into your ninth house on April 20th. This is about connecting to and speaking to your guides. So if you feel lost, if you feel confused, if you feel downtrodden, if you need support, if you need answers, your guides are listening always, but you are going to be a lot more receptive to truly hearing them now than ever before. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you guys are interested in working with me as a coach, I do offer ongoing 12-week coaching to those who are interested. I specifically am looking at your developmental phase, so like your childhood and its relationship to your astrology chart. We see kind of what went wrong during the developmental phases, and we work on that in current day, in present, and that allows you to basically go after what you want in life, because all of our issues basically stem from those original moments at the beginning of our life. So if you're interested in getting really profound insight and getting some help working through anything, if you notice you have the same repeating patterns in relationships, you never go after the life that you want, you don't take risks towards your dreams, you feel like you are people pleasing, those are things that I commonly work with my clients on. So definitely hit me up at contact@willisboom.com or check out my website, willisboom.com. And I will see you guys there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below if it resonates, share with your friends, and have a great day. Bye.